Good morning. I'm George Herbert, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. We do have a low wind shot at some marginal severe storms today, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that with you, as well as talking about some of this heat that we're going to see today and tomorrow, but then a bit of a cool down that lies ahead, maybe even more than just a bit. So let's go ahead and pull up the WeatherWise radar here, and we'll take a look at what the marginal risk looks like for today. So a 1 out of 5 risk does exist for basically northwestern as well as north central, northeastern portions of the state here. Of course, a very low risk today, and it's not an overall guarantee that everyone in these colors today sees a storm. So let me show you what I mean by that. But real quick, here's a quick message from our sponsors. We have to pay the bills around here, and these folks will help us be here for you 24/7. So I hope you hear them out, and hopefully you'll hear something you like. Right Implement was established in 1936 on a farm in Harnett, Kentucky. It started as a family owned business and has grown to 15 locations across Kentucky and Indiana. I could not recommend a better place for you to shop at if you do anything outdoors, from farming to hunting to anything in between. From apparel to equipment, they have all you can need, and they are always running deals across all seasons. Be sure to shop at Right Implement, and thank you to Right Implement for over 2 years of support and growing. If you live in or around Hardin County, you need to check out hyperroofing. The thing that stands between you and any dangerous weather is your roof. You do not want to be reactive about something like that. You want to be proactive about it. And these guys have all the experience working with insurance companies, and they're one of the only companies in or around Hardin County that has a special warranty when it comes to wind damage. You guys got to check them out. And they gave us that generator a few months ago that helped us get through all the severe weather coverage for you. Just genuinely good people running a genuinely good company that has your back. Again, if you're in or around Hardin County, Hyper Roofing is the company for you. Once Upon a Child in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, as well as Plato's Closet right next door to Once Upon a Child in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, are newer sponsors to the Weather Now Kentucky page, but they're not new to helping our community. Brianna, Samuel, and I shop there all the time, and with school coming back up, I'm sure you could benefit from some of the savings that they provide as well. But let's say you're not looking for clothes. Maybe you're wanting to sell. Well, take those clothes up there and they will give you as much as they possibly can for your decent quality clothing. Again, just a win win situation. Again, if you want to shop or sell, Once Upon a Child in Plato's Closet in Elizabethtown, Kentucky is the place that you want to go. And who knows? We might run into you and see you there. Whether it's repairing something that was existing once before or creating a whole new build, FBI Buildings is the company for you. They are a bit newer to Kentucky, but they're not a new company at all. They've been around for over 50 years, and they have some of the best engineers, designers, and anyone that you could think of that they have hired and invested into to create a team of dynamic experts. So, from pole barns to garages to about anything in between, if you have a dream or you need something repaired, make sure you go to FBIbuildings.com, where they actually offer free estimates and have so many videos and so many testimonials that you can check from. One of those companies that you can actually see their work in real time. That's FBIbuildings.com. Going over here to the pivotal weather here to look at our model imagery. I want to zoom in on the local view here. Just kind of show you real quickly. Here is the HRRR model, which is one of the more accurate close range models that you're going to see. And I'll put this into motion here. So as of this morning, not a whole lot going on. Going into around lunchtime, not a whole lot going on. Afternoon and evening, some storms will spark out here in western Kentucky. And of course, it'll try and create a line throughout the Ohio River up toward northern portions of Kentucky. It will not be a perfect line. I don't think this model is depicting it 100% correctly, but again, this is trying to show some pop-up shower type of storms last night on the model runs. I'll show you, it was a little bit more connected. So here's an older run from last night showing you today's activity, and see how it's a little bit more connected there, a little bit more activity showing up. Again, it's going to be hit and miss. I don't think it's going to be 100% perfect, but here's an AM3K model from last night as well. Again, displaying basically a line of storms pushing through the western portion of the state there before completely dying it down once again, and then reigniting tomorrow somewhere into probably Tennessee or southeastern Kentucky at that point. So again, not a 100% bet here that everyone's going to see storms. It's probably a bit more scarce than it will be widespread, but there is the chance that a couple of those storms could go severe or on the strong side at the least, with the potential for damaging winds. So that's the storm threat today. Here are your temperature outlooks. I want to touch base on these because once again, another really hot day. So here is just the regular old temperature, no heat index involved. Not too bad, but once we get to around lunchtime, things of course begin to blossom real quickly. And then by the afternoon hours, you can see the model has some folks going all the way up to 101 degrees out there in Western Kentucky. And again, this is not heat index. This is the real temperature here. So again, obviously, Western Kentucky is the hot spot in the state. That's nothing new there. Eastern Kentucky is usually a bit cooler. Nothing new there as well. A heat index for today looks a little bit like this. Of course, with those temperatures being really high, the heat index is not going to be anything friendly as well. Mid 105 or so, 197 in E-Town, 101 in Louisville. So again, another really hot day, but we tease this a little bit. Let's go back to the weather-wise radar here. I want to zoom out just a smidge, come up here and show you the temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Look at that. Just came in last night. Look at that. Man, it brings a smile to my face because if you're like me, the electric bill has not been friendly to us this year or this summer. And so with seeing the chance at, 60% chance now. It was 33%. Now it's going up each day. And that's usually the case. It starts off small until we get a little bit more confidence. But 60% chance of temperatures being below normal. This would be in 6 to 10 days. Let me show you on the model data what that might look like. So here are the forecasted highs and lows. So this is going to show us a 24-hour period, starting with the highs. So it's 24-hour period here, as you can see, ending on Tuesday, August 19th at 7 p.m. High forecasted high today is somewhere in the mid 90s. That's right on par with what we're expecting. Going to zoom this through to Thursday. Look at the difference by Thursday into the upper 80s. Look at the difference by Friday and Saturday. A little bit more still on the hot side, but a little bit more mild. Again, we could probably handle upper 80s by this point. We've been used to it for the last 6 to 8 weeks here. Advancing this forward, though, look at next week. Big old cool down by about Tuesday to Wednesday. And then it pretty much sticks with us. We kind of have some shots back up, but then we go right back down. So it's a nice, we're starting to see some fight back, if you will, of the heat. Those were the highs. I want to show you the potential lows that we're looking at. Some of these evenings across the next 6 to 12 days might be a lot more pleasant after we get past the next few days. So again, here are your forecast lows for now. Low 70s, pretty typical stuff there. But look at what happens here again by next week. Low 60s, even a 59-degree temperature coming in for Louisville. It's definitely looking a lot better, especially in the evening time. Again, and this now we're all the way into Friday, August 29th. By the way, timestamps are on the top left here. We're looking at the potential for an extended stretch here of lows in the low to mid 60s or even going all the way down into the 50s. So we might start to see the turn toward a bit more of a fall look begin to take place. And again, that's a large thanks to Hurricane Aaron that we made a video on back a few days ago. If you haven't watched that, go watch that on our YouTube, as well as I believe it's on our Facebook now. So again, a lot of this is a big thanks to Hurricane Aaron for opening the door for allowing some colder air to move in or some more dry air to move in, if you will. Here are the dew points I finally want to show you over the next, let's say, 10 days or so. Get very warm and moist out there now, so higher dew points really obviously showing on the model. But watch what happens again next week. We can deal with low to mid 60s because again, we've been used to the low to mid 70s, by the way, which is extremely miserable. So when you're talking about low to mid 60s, usually that's very humid and moist stuff as well. But we're going to be able to handle it. It's going to feel like 50s to us. Again, just repeated colder shots and drier shots, and maybe even some breaks down into the 50s for some folks. I mean, again, so much more overall dry and pleasant experience. Dew points in the 45, 44, 47, August 25th potentially. Again, that's pretty dry for this time of year. Gonna be much more comfortable out there. Just hang in there for probably 3 to 4 more days, if that. And again, folks, it's going to be a much more pleasant experience outside. You'll actually be able to enjoy your pool a little bit, enjoy being outdoors, catch up on some outdoors work. But again, a low end chance for severe storms today. Again, maybe a couple of severe warnings, not really looking at too much there. We can use the rain definitely for a lot of folks. Some folks going into drought status if you're not already there. But again, just hang on. Better weather is on the way.